The freedom fighter keeps rejecting freedom, whilst another United flop comes CDR's most wanted. Brentford's Joan Wissa goes down the EAC route, and another French club just lost their presence. This is DMAC Daily. Death Sancho's rejecting everyone, taxes, and Jadon Sancho infuriating the Man United fanbase. These three things are simply inevitable in this life. We'll know how it started, right? A £73 million transfer back in 2021 for England's golden boy. But ultimately, the prized winger failed to deliver at Old Trafford whilst raking in astronomical coin. After three underwhelming campaigns, the United hierarchy figured out a way to finally get rid of the guy by sanctioning Alonso Chelsea with an obligation to buy at season's end. Haha, sucked in. Chelsea. He's your problem now. But 12 months later, plot twist, brothers back in Manchester, with Chelsea paying United a fee to not sign him. Now, ironically enough, Chelsea did actually want to keep him, but Sancho himself rejected, due to a significantly less salary package on offer. Now, on one hand, you're earning huge money in Manchester. Why would you settle for way less? But on the other hand, he is no longer anywhere near a $250k a week player outside of a Saudi proposal. I cannot envision any other club forking out that kind of salary. He since rejected a move to Besiktas, and the latest high-profile snub was a Roma. This club offered $20 million for him. United fans were buzzing. Their most lucrative deadwood in the Clubshe story was set to finally leak. But Sancho once again said, "No thanks, I think I can do better." So now what? Well, reportedly, Juve, Dortmund and Atletico Madrid are still weighing up a possible deal. But I do question Sancho's aspirations at this point. I didn't think he's particularly motivated his sporting metrics. Euros, however, well, that's a different story. If Alels fails, he could still consider Besiktas as the Turkish window close ladder than the rest of Europe. So who knows what's next? But for someone who's yearned for freedom away from Manchester, he doesn't appear to be suffering in United's bomb squad, Haaland's Serie A race. Speaking of the future of Erasmus Hollandus getting interesting, now, I feel fourth DNE in a way because, despite the challenges he's faced under Ten Hag, Anthony Ruben Amorim, there's no denial has been the consummate. Even upon Sesko's arrival, the replacement signing has publicly spoken of his desire to remain in Manchester, saying, "I think my plan I've already clear, and that is for me to stay and fight for my spot. Whatever happens, a loyal servant," yet the United have made their intentions clear. They want him out. There has been significant interest in the player, particularly via the setup in Wereth early frontrunners, but in recent weeks, AC Milan have become favorites. Their sporting director their interest, quote Holius, "a good option for us. We are thinking about him." They're looking for either a loan with an obligation to buy, or a direct purchase, for around $30 million. However, I think a bidding war could soon be on the cards. Fabrizio Romanojos confirmed that in deal with Adama Lukman has completely collapsed. And on top of that news, Napoli are now on the hunt for another 9 following Lukaku's recent hamstring tech. I think Land could become a serious target for Barthov. These clubs alongside Milan, staying Wissa goes full Isak. On the theme of striker transfer, Drummond, whilst everyone's talking the lengths, EAC has reportedly taken Topasu a move away from Newcastle, while the Johan Wissa saga is reaching a similar boiling point, with 28-year-old deleting all traces of his association with Brentford from his socials, just like you would in a messy. How could how could Wissa do this? Now the Brentford talismanis claiming they had a previous agreement in place last summer that heckled leave in 12 months' time for around 30 mil, but Brentford's current asking price is significantly above that figure. Classic gentleman's agreement. Get this stuff in writing. Author agreement doesn't exist. That's my. Brentford have since signed Anna Thurforward in Bournemouth Dango Utara for a record $42 million. But he was brought in more so as an IMO replacement. So you can see why they're holding firm and keeping Wissa. Now for some quick fire the transfer updates. Doak, Kalimwendo. Nepan-Zalewski. Bailey transfer updates. Starting with Bournemouth's replacement for Utara, they've poached Ben Doig away from Liverpool for £25 million. Nottingham Forest have signed another striker in Arnold Calendo for €31.50 million. Underrated league bowler, Zera Napan, Man City's Norwegian wonder kid, is on his way to Borough on loan. Can't wait to see this lad in the Championship. Leon Bailey is destined to become a Roma player on loan with the option to buy for £22 million. Meanwhile, Nicola the Narratory Falada becoming an Atlanta player for £17 million. Wolvershev strengthened, signing Verona wingback Jackson Chachua for £12 million. And Tottenham's captain, Christian Romero, remain in North London, signing a 4-year contract extension, becoming their club's highest-paid player in the process. Now for some sad news. Ajaccio go bankrupt, lose pro license. French club Ajaccio have officially filed for bankruptcy and lost their professional license, becoming the third pro club in the space of a week to suffer this existential fate. This is Wild Ajaccio had featured in France Top Flight as recently as 2023, and in May of this year were recognized as shaving the best training complex in Ligue D. But due to being unable to attract investors to help cover their €13 million debt, the pro sector of this club will now cease to exist, meaning 180 staff members will lose their jobs. The training complex will be closed, and, worst of all, Ajaccio will be excluded from all national competitions, meaning they'd have to start again as an amateur club from the 6th tier. Now Ajaccio are attempting a last-minute push to be eligible for the 5th tier this season. But this is still a devastating fall from grace. Understand, they were a mid-table Ligue club last season, another crazy financial downfall within French football.